First night of the DNC was jam-packed with speakers. Democrats are excited about the Harris-Wallace ticket. The crowd gave multiple standing ovations, so much so that the program was way behind schedule, according to convention officials. The night was a tribute to Joe Biden, passing the torch to Vice President Kamala Harris. Day one of the Democratic National Convention was kicked off by a surprise appearance by Vice President Kamala Harris, thanking Joe Biden.
Joe, thank you for your historic leadership.
A deep bench of Democrats, from the new blood to the old guard, all appeared on stage. Reproductive rights were on full display, with families impacted by the overturn of Roe v. Wade.
I can't imagine not having a choice because of Donald Trump's abortion bans.
The crowd went wild when former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton took the stage.
It still takes a village to raise a family, heal a country, and win a campaign.
Even with her loss to Donald Trump in 2016, Clinton says America kept its eyes on the future and drew parallels between her own campaign against Trump and Harris's presidential campaign.
He's mocking her name and her laugh. Sounds familiar. But we have him on the run now.
President Joe Biden took the stage at the end, welcomed by a 4-minute standing ovation, brought to tears by his daughter's introduction.
I love you.
Biden defended his nearly 4 years in office while making the case for why Harris is better than Trump.
He's promising a bloodbath if he loses, in his words. This sucker means it. No, I'm not joking.
Biden praised Harris's character and celebrated the new Democratic ticket.
She'll be a president we can all be proud of. And she will be a historic president who puts her stamp on America's future.
The Illinois delegation is sitting in a prime spot on the convention floor. Actually, many praised the president and honored his legacy.
When America was perhaps at its most vulnerable point, he brought us back, and we invested in the essential things that will keep our country running for many years.
I think he's the epitome of leadership. This is what continuity looks like. This is what passing the torch is. This is ensuring the future of our country.
He gets to take a bow and be remembered as the president who saved our democracy.
One of the other speakers on day one was Mayor Brandon Johnson. He told the crowd Vice President Harris will be a president for the people.
What will it take to build the middle class and make it easier for families not only to get by, but to get ahead? It will take someone with toughness to stand up for us. And let me tell you, America, Kamala's got it.
This morning, the mayor will speak to both the Wisconsin and Mississippi delegations at separate breakfast meetings. He's also expected to give remarks at an interfaith luncheon and will attend a gospel concert a little bit later on tonight. Security, of course, still a top priority and top of mind. A fence was breached yesterday. Stephanie Wade is live just outside where we are this morning at the United Center with more on that this morning. Stephanie.
Terrell, good morning. Just as delegates were arriving here yesterday at the United Center, some protesters breached the outer security fence at this very spot. And if you look to my right here, you can see crews down the way. It looks like they're putting up some additional fencing where this area was breached. It looks like they're adding a second line of fencing behind the original barriers to protect the security perimeter and prevent what happened yesterday. Now, video shows whole sections of snapped together iron fencing taken down, and in some cases dragged away by protesters. Thousands had marched from Union Park to demand action on a number of issues, including the Israel-Hamas war, poverty, and reproductive rights, in what was a mostly peaceful protest. Within minutes, though, of some protesters breaching the fencing along Washington Boulevard, Chicago police broke out the riot gear and swarmed the frenzied scene. Secret Service officials paused delegate buses to the UC, and Superintendent Larry Snelling rushed to the site to back up his officers.
What I don't want to do is associate everything that happened when the fencing was breached with the entirety of that march, because there were people who exercised their First Amendment rights, did not commit any crimes, and they marched away from here.
At least 4 people were arrested. After the fence was patched back up, even more police riot teams cleared the adjacent Park 578 of protesters. The police superintendent later calling off dozens of officers at a standoff with peaceful protesters of the Poor People's Army. Those demonstrators planned to present a citizen's arrest for crimes against humanity, vowing to march to the United Center gates, but never made it there when police diverted them. Now, Chicago police say they are assessing their security plans after Monday's breach. They plan to give us an update at today's briefing at 11 a.m. Back to you.
507, Stephanie, thank you so much. The Trump campaign planned dueling events for every day of the DNC. Former President Trump will be in Michigan today while Senator J.D. Vance returns to Wisconsin. Vance will be in Kenosha for a news conference that the campaign says will focus on crime. It'll be Vance's 3rd trip to Wisconsin in as many weeks. It begins at noon at Civic Center Park across from the Kenosha County Courthouse. One of the most powerful moments of last night came when the Reverend Jesse Jackson was honored. He was recognized for his decades of work advancing civil rights and his work at the Rainbow Push Coalition. Before Reverend Jackson took the stage, we spoke to his son Jonathan, who says this honor is bigger than just his father.
It's not just Reverend Jesse Jackson, it's all those that have paid the price in civil rights. And so they're highlighting my father's work, but we honor all civil rights workers on this evening. And so I'm so proud that he's here, that he's able-bodied, that he's able to appreciate.
Reverend Jackson is 82 years old. He stepped down as the president of Rainbow Push last summer. Busy morning, lots to still talk about from at the United Center this morning. Guys, we'll send it back to you in the meantime. More to come on the way.
Okay, Terrell, thank you.